Hey y'all. So we are back with another single spotlight, and all I can say is wow. I have had many conversations with this individual, and what I can say is that the fact that we have been able to manifest this conversation here today, it just speaks so much to how the world, how the universe works, how the positive vibes work. And the person that we are speaking with today is someone that I met a year ago. And what I can say is that this is the person that you want to speak with and speak to if you are wanting to just be better in life or just to be around an energy that you can feed off of in a positive way to make your life that much grander than it is already. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Brian. Brian is here in the Tampa Bay area and he is 26 years old, but I must say he doesn't look any older than 25. And so, hello, Brian. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for that phenomenal introduction. Don't really get introduced into things like this often. This will probably be a first time experience for me, so this is pretty cool. And it was, I must say, a phenomenal first ever introduction. So thank you for that. But I'm doing good.
I really appreciate that you're treating this as a first ever introduction. And I feel as if there will be many more introductions because something happened just today that I would love for you to share with those who are listening that just seems like it is a springboard for the things that are just coming up in life for you. Would you care to elaborate?
Yeah, honestly, so I definitely did say like that what I said about like the first introduction because I do feel like it could be the first of many. I'm definitely optimistic about I don't know what I have going on, and with that being said, it's like the modeling stuff. Today I was doing a fitting for uh, for a shoot that I actually have coming up next week, and it was kind of crazy how this opportunity came to be. I mean, crazy in the sense of like unexpected, and it just kind of plays into the whole manifestation thing. But it's a Disney shoot. They have like a wellness, it's for Disney Springs. They have like this wellness month event going on. So they've asked a couple of models in the area to come out and just we fit what they're looking for, I guess. Which I'm not really sure what it is because there was a lot of different random people today. Like I didn't see anything similar. I feel like amongst the groups that I can point out like they're looking for this. So I don't know, but it was an amazing experience. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. I've done a little bit of like independent work just for to build my portfolio for some friends, people with clothing brands and things like that. But this will definitely be my first legit modeling opportunity that I got through my agency, and I'm ecstatic for it, and I can't wait. And I definitely believe that there'll be more coming following this.
So, let's see if we can kind of delve in on that a little bit more. I'm really curious, like when you are taking photos and you're posing, like what is going through your mind? Like what is it that you tell yourself in order to be that face for that photo?
It's so crazy, right? Because like I definitely have like self talks in those moments, and I it's they're like I feel like the photo takes like a second, but it feels like it's years that I have in my brain to think like my entire thought process of what's going on or whatever. For sure, it's like joy, and there's like a sense of like wow, like I'm really doing this. That's one thing that I always think so to just be kind of grateful. But I'm also thinking like this is so easy for me. Like don't overthink it. Like just be myself because I've always felt like it was within me to be. I don't want to say like a performer. I do need practice and things like that when it comes to performances, but just like generally being a character or just being dramatic or being goofy, silly, being I don't know a big personality. That's always been within me when I was younger. I felt like I had to suppress it a lot due to a multitude of reasons. I don't know necessarily like if you want to get into that, but I did kind of suppress it, but it was always in me. And as I've aged and I've gotten more confident, more comfortable, it's just been easy for me to just be me and just be the expressive person that I am, as well as like as long as I'm being a good person. Like that's the most important thing, to be being a good person to people around me and the world in general. But outside of that, like I like to have fun. I like to be goofy, and I feel like that comes with just being very expressive. And so in those moments, I'm just thinking to myself, like, be me, be the ultimate person that I can be. So sometimes they're telling me to pose in certain ways, and it's very easy for me to mimic them because I'm like, all right, that easy money. I feel like I'm doing it better than you are right now, the person showing me. So like that's really what I'm thinking, and it's just like it's like a game to me. It's like, and I at the same time, I'm always thinking like I can do better. Like I'm like, okay, let me try it like this. Let me see how like intense I can be or whatever. Like people say, smile with your eyes. Like I'm really trying to like learn how to do all of that.
So that's absolutely something I'd like to maybe expound on a little bit, is that you've gotten here to a point in your career where this year being 2024, you are modeling, you're getting into acting, you are a business owner, and you are also a personal trainer. And so could you discuss a little bit about how you were able to kind of bring these things into your sphere and into your life?
Well, for one, the biggest thing is that like I'm so blessed to have the family that I do and to know to have the friends in my life that I do, because I'm surrounded by a bunch of like geniuses, hustlers, just creative minds, people that are like trailblazers. Like I'm surrounded by an abundance of that, so it's really easy for me to just kind of follow their leads, learn from their examples and things like that, or collaborate with my peers and things of that nature, get motivation and inspiration from them. So that's the biggest thing, just like the circle. So like I will say that the people that you surround yourself with is incredibly important. I'm blessed that I've made good decisions with people that I've brought into my life, as well as being born into the family that I was born into. And so I've always been in a lot of things. I've always been able to like, my life has never just been only one thing at a time. And so with that, I just kind of continue to, as I've grown and with those relationships, been able to do some of the things that I really want to do. So personal training and just fitness in general is, I went to school for exercise science, so I have experience in that, and I really understand the human body well, I feel like, and so that's just easy for me. And then you mentioned the business that I have, like it's really incorporating the personal training. It's a lot of sports performance, which is what I really prefer, just because I like sports. I like more active movements, jumping, running, being explosive, plyometrics, things of that nature. And so that's really what I try to like focus on when it comes to like my personal brand and the training that I like to do. But of course, personal training as well. So if you need some personal training, you can still hit me up. But it's all going to come together with the facility that I have. I'm blessed to be working with my family, and my mom has a mental health practice. She's been able to purchase this building, and so I'm going to be operating out of there, and I'm going to have basically a little, not little, but like a studio, like a fitness studio. And it's going to be very bougie. It's going to be very nice, located in a great area. And I'm responsible for all the business that runs out of my space that's being given to me. And that's that's like 2 office spaces, a massage room, and the sports performance area itself, the men athletic studio, as I like to call it. So that's obviously extremely exciting, and that's really been my main focus. Just creating partnerships, finding contractors, the people that are already um, doing their thing in this field, just holistic health as a whole, and working with them. And then what else did you mention? You mentioned the modeling and acting. I kind of spoke on that earlier. That's just something that I'm doing just because it's that's like also another passion of mine, and I feel like it's something that I can be really good at, and it's easy to manage with my schedule at the moment. It's not like a 9 to 5 where I'm clocking in. So I'm able to just balance all of that. Like that, obviously, you got to prioritize, but you know, it's fun. It makes life fun.
Yeah, and I appreciate that you're saying that everything that you're doing is something that you find fun. These are all things that you enjoy and that you are becoming more and more successful with them because they're things that you're passionate about. And so you have the energy to put into them. And so, wow, I just have to say that.
For sure, I'm young. I'm young. I got all the energy. This is the time. This is the time to do it. And like you said earlier, you mentioned like whenever you were giving me that phenomenal introduction, you had mentioned something about like when people were around me to feel. I don't know what I necessarily think. I don't know what people feel when they're around me, but I do hope that they feel like a jolt of energy. Like, oh man, like I'm feeling inspired, or I'm feeling like I want to pursue what I want to do, or like man, like just positive vibes, good vibe. Like that's really big for me, and I definitely hope that that's something that people get from this, like to just do things that they like to do because everything is within our grasp. Honestly, like life is crazy. It's so crazy, but like I don't know. It's everything is really possible. It's so crazy to say that.
Absolutely. Anything is possible. And I just remember maybe April of last year, we were just talking about how you were saying, like, I'd like to act, I'd like to maybe get into modeling.
I was just saying it, right? Like I was
You were
just
saying
saying
it. You were also saying, I'd like to be a homeowner. And so what we've seen is that in a matter of less than 10 months, you've been able to make all three of these things happen. And so it just speaks to remaining positive. And just for a quick recap, this means that Brian is a model, an actor, a physical trainer,
inspiring actor. I've never acted. I don't want to. I'm working on.
a business owner, and a homeowner. And so the reason why we have started Single Spotlight is because I know many marvelous people, and many of them are single, dating, single-ish, out there looking. And a common thread that I'm hearing is that there's no one out there. All the good folks are taken, the fish in the sea are not. I don't know where I'm going with that, but the reason that we're doing Single Spotlight is because we are debunking the myth. We are doing a single spotlight for someone who I believe is rather eligible. And so that is why we have created this platform. So I do have one final question for you, Brian. And that is, if there was an ideal date, that could be the person or the place,
Oh,
how would this date look to you?
damn. See, for me, like I don't know if I've ever like thought about this in the sense of like the aesthetic or the ambiance of what the date would be like. I don't think like those are the things that matter the most in regards to like what an ideal date looks like. I think for me, it's for sure the person, right? Like I would love it for it to be like a thing where it's like as I'm learning and meeting this person, like jokes are being thrown. Like obviously there's a sense of humor. There can be some witty comments and sarcasm, but in the matter of like learning somebody, I think that'd be those are big things for me. But then also probably like while creating like a fun memory. So like I guess in a setting that's like whether it be new to them or new to me, because one of us has never done it before, that'd be pretty cool. Or like doing something active, right? Like not like it doesn't have to be like I don't generally like gym dates. I'm not saying like crazy super active in that way, but more like just doing something, not necessarily sitting in at a restaurant. Even though that's nice too, though. Like that's my thing. So I guess it's mostly a matter of who the person is. I guess. Like I think that's the biggest thing, which is so obvious. Like duh. Oh no, I guess an ideal date. I only go on that many dates as you can see. I'll be not. I'll be honored.
which is, why we're here today. So we can call it a blessing as well as a blessing in disguise because you have now let the world know what you're about. And when we place this type of energy out, it comes back to us tenfold. And so what I want to say is thank you very much, Brian, for taking this time to speak with us this evening. If anyone wants to reach out to Brian, you can go to breezevents.com. I like to spell it out just because it's essentially spelled like the word breeze, but there's an E missing. So it's BREEZEVENTS.com. And you can send Brian a note if you are looking for a physical trainer, if you're looking for talent, if you're looking to go on an ideal date. How about that? It's right there on the website. And so, thank you again, Brian, for just speaking with us. And anyone who would like to reach out, speak about what's going on in your life, we can have a consultation that is completely confidential. And then we will have about 10 or 15 minutes where we will do a spotlight and you can talk a little bit more to the world about your goals and we can all manifest together. So, thanks again to everyone, and we'll speak soon.